Let's put Gonzalo. If Gonzalo is on hold, and let's go to Emmanuel.
Morning.
Emmanuel, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Listen, hermano. I think a little. I understand everything you're saying,
Yes, sir.
and I agree with you.
Mhm.
I definitely agree with you because what is right is right.
Mhm.
But this what I have for you, Mira. If you are living in an area
Mhm.
where there is terrorist activity going on,
Mhm.
in this case, Gaza,
Mhm.
you have Hamas that been going at it with Israel before the Carter years.
Mhm.
For a long time, as a matter of fact, biblically,
Mhm.
they've been going at it. Okay. Hamas going to Israel, kill a lot of people, children, women, men. And now that Israel unleashed their power militarily and Gaza, everybody's crying and pointing the finger at Israel. Now,
Mhm.
okay, just give me a second here. Just give me a second.
Oh, sure. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
I'm not a specialist in this and so on. I just have, a couple packets of intelligence and wisdom. Eso es todo lo que yo tengo.
Claro.
And I believe that if you come into my house and you kill my family, I have the right to go offer you anywhere I feel like. It's what I feel like. And for them today to want to point a finger at Israel, and Israel is this and what to sanction Israel and all that stuff, I think something is wrong. Somebody playing here with people's lives.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't make no sense. And if
Can I
I'm wrong,
answer?
please tell
Okay.
me I'm wrong.
No,
I'm going to get up.
no. It's not. This is not about wrong or right, Emmanuel, because a lot of perspectives that we have, my brother, it comes from a lot of what we have been told, right? And that's me as well, right? All of us we've been told things, we've been indoctrinated with things, etc. All right. So let's start under your premise, which is correct. Somebody came in, Hamas came in. First of all, you pointed out correctly that there has been a blood rift between, let's say, between Israeli Jews and Palestinian Muslims for a very long time. And by the way, if you listen to some of what Spike said, you have to realize that's true because what he said I'm just talking about from a colorization problem. The people that are running Israel right now are not really native of that land per se. I mean, that Netanyahu and many of the leaders of the IDF are pretty much European, right? That doesn't really represent exactly as what Spike said. I'm only bringing that into context because it comes into the colonial conquering kind of a domain. But I wanted to put that on the face. Now, that said, that we also had a Netanyahu who understand that there is a blood rift between, let's say, many Palestinians and Jews, meaning Hamas and not. I don't want to mix up Hamas and Palestinian, but Hamas and Jews, and you allow them to exist. Remember, Netanyahu allowed Hamas to continue by allowing third parties to fund Hamas. He said it in his Likud meetings. They wanted Hamas to exist because nobody would think that it's okay for Israel to go ahead and create allow a Palestinian state side by side if the negotiations had to happen with Hamas and not the Palestinian Authority. So Netanyahu made sure that Hamas stayed in existence. That's a fact. It's been reported by Haaretz, the leading progressive newspaper in Israel, not here in the United States, in Israel. It's reported that he allowed that to occur. What happened is he got burned. The people, these are terrorists, and they live by terrorist rules, and they came into Israel and they murdered 1,200 people. So we agree. I think we're in agreement so far, Emmanuel. Now let's continue a bit further. Okay, continue a bit further. Now, for revenge of that killing that would not have occurred had Netanyahu not allowed Hamas to be funded, he goes into Gaza under the pretense that he is going to kill the killers of his people. In the process of trying to kill the people that killed his people, he feels it is okay to have collateral damage of 15,000, not 1,200, not comparable, more than 10 times what Hamas did in Israel. He think it's okay for 15,000 Palestinians to live because they live among the terrorists. Well, that is like saying, you gave an example. If somebody came into your house and killed your family, and then ran into a mall and hid behind hundreds of people, do you have the right to take your AR whatever and kill all the people in front of these terrorists to get the 3 terrorists that killed your family? I don't think you would feel that was something correct. To all those people who just went to the mall to shop because they were among these terrorists, it is okay to kill them. I'm sorry, my brother Emmanuel. I think there's just something inhumane about that. I'm not talking about Hamas. I'm talking about I'm talking about killing innocent people. I'm talking about bombing. We talk about 15,000 people being killed. That's one thing. But we're talking about turning the place into rubble. Places that took 20 years to build. Those people are in dire straits, not for one day, not for 1 year, but for a generation. Netanyahu eliminated a generation of living in people that were already in an outdoor prison. So the Netanyahu government, they're not the innocent ones here. And my friend, the one that I spoke about earlier, my Jewish friend, actually all of my Jewish friends, they're telling me the same thing. We are not with Israel at all on this. We want an Israel, but we're not with Israel on this. And they wanted me to know what they wanted me to be is tempered with my message. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Just allow me this. Okay, I agree with you because I've been following a little bit Netanyahu, and I know in some words he's a dirty little crook.
Yes,
I know that. And one of the things that they never talk about, it was the elections here, the presidential election in 2016. La mano de Israel was involved deeply here in the United States.
Claro que sí.
And nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing. Okay, cool. But I also believe, as a human being, that if I live in a place where the two neighbor countries are at each other's throats, I think my responsibility to me and my family is to get up, pack up, and go live in London or Panama or somewhere.
Yo te entiendo, hermano, te entiendo.
I won't stay there.
Yeah, look, let me tell you. Look, let me tell you what I really think, hermano. Here's what I think, and then I'm going to run to Johnny. But what I think is, going back to what Biden said. When Biden said, if there wasn't an Israel, we would have had to create it. That stuff still stings me, right? But let me tell you what I think. I I watched younger Jewish and Palestinian groups here in the United States who are working together, and the newer generations who are realizing, what the hell are we doing? And my daughter has a way of saying, you guys are going to die out anyway. All right. So I'm hoping that we can stop the cancer from spreading and folks realize more that and I think it's going to happen. I look at the Jewish and Palestinian groups here in the United States that are not following the line. They don't get a lot of coverage because the masters who control our media. Remember what I told you about all of us being indoctrinated? The masters who control our media, it will not help their financial interests. Listen to that woman that I'm going to have on called Charlotte Dennett, but it doesn't match their financial interest for this peace that these two are coming to. So mark my word, if we can avoid the catastrophe, I repeat, if we can avoid the catastrophe, things will eventually be good, but we got to avoid that catastrophe first. But hey, mira, Emmanuel, tengo que ir a otra llamada. But thank you so kindly, brother. Wait, Emmanuel, remember,
yes,
Bush #1 came into Chorrillo, and you know where Chorrillo is, and murdered a lot of Panamanians for one guy. Whether you like Noriega or not, a lot of our brothers and sisters were bombed like holy hell in Chorrillo. Just want to remind you of that. Thank you, my brother.
Oh no, and I lamentablemente yo estaba ahí.
There you
yo
go.
Estaba ahí en los 89.
There you
yo
go.
Estaba ahí. Y a mí no me gustó esta vaina.
Okay,
a mí no me gustó esta vaina.
Okay, thank you, my brother. We'll talk later.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, #1, subscribe to our channel, and #2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.